And I think it's a big thing for Stephen Guilbeault, with his background as president of ETHTER, to come out and endorse carbon capture. So I think there's another example.
That is positive. Let me ask Stephen Buffalo, because 2 years ago, which feels like ages ago, the environmental community was standing in solidarity with the Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs in opposing the Coastal GasLink line. We just saw recently that there was a major sabotage of the equipment there, $20 million. And I think that the public has a perception that Indigenous communities don't want to see this kind of development. And I'm wondering if you've begun to see a transition. You and I have been in discussions with and listened to Ellis Ross before, as he talked about his journey from being anti-energy development to being pro-development. But is that a common story? Can you give us some idea?
You know, that dialogue is right across the country. And you know what? I think what we've discovered is that some of our people are hijacked, I'll say, by this environmental movement. And you know, it's a long rabbit hole that goes really deep. But for the most part, Indigenous communities are looking for prosperity. They're looking to get away from being controlled under the soft communism we call the Indian Act. You know, and every year that Alberta sends a transfer payment or somewhere, there's a small portion in that transfer payment for 643 First Nations in Canada who signed a comprehensive funding agreement with the federal government. That dependency since 2015 has increased, you know, and it's getting hard. So these projects and everything that's happening, the opportunities now, the door's open. The Supreme Court has decided, yes, we recognize rights, we recognize title. But, you know, there's a foreign influence that has come in to really try to stop this. And when you have people that have been impoverished and don't have a real source of income or what have you, and they're giving money to, here, you go stop this, you go and protest this pipeline or what have you, it happens. And that it really hurts, but it's something that our good friend Vivian Krause, Dr. Vivian Krause, has opened the door, my eyes to it. And at some point, you know, we have to be accountable to what's happening, because the national interests are at stake here. And our people, First Nations people, are still stuck in this paradigm where we're down here, where everyday Canadian is up here.
Thanks for that, Stephen. Go ahead, Michael, and then we'll take a question.
We're just on that. But one thing that would be nice if Stand.Earth and these other groups, would you also be willing to talk to the 16 First Nations along the coast who are owners of the pipeline today?
Exactly.